Coach.
John Charles had a great game today,
Yes.
obviously, but I want to ask you, what do you remember about his transfer when he was working?
Oh, he was working. We could not stop him sometimes on the scout team, but he also would have so many turnovers on the scout team. We kept a chart for him because I wanted him to see this. I don't know how many assists he had today, but he's approaching 100 assists. I never would have guessed that coming in for this year. So I'm just watching a kid who gets it. He understands. You go through a process. You just don't go from high school and go to the pros. There's a process. I need to get better. But he can lock down and guard people, and he did a wonderful job today. And now he's passing the ball. Three-point shot is improving every single day. I think that's going to be a big area for him to continue to improve in this week and in the future.
Coach, back in November, Jude Stamper signed his letter of intent.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember this, but I asked him, I'm like, okay, I need a prediction for this team. He said late into March. And then I went to you, and I said, Jude Stamper says late into March. And you kind of laughed, and you're like, okay, Jude. What can you say now?
Well, he's with
here.
us. You know, he's here. He's with us at the EA training table with us.
And he's heading to San Antonio with you guys.
Yeah, it's a wonderful thing that we're able to, this team impact that brought him to us. I can't think of being more blessed than having him in our lives. We have him here. We have Austin Hatch here sitting on the bench. I mean, these are the things you're right that people I know will write about, but it's the other part of coaching that our staff really enjoys of having kids like that. You had the C.J. Baird moment the other day, but Jude is and his family are incredible because they bring him to practice, they sit with him, they enjoy it just as much as he does.
He said on Santa Monica Pier, people were recognizing him and say, "Oh, there's Jude." He said he's enjoying the celebrity.
Yeah, he told me he loved the pier today. It was great.
Coach, how big was
Xavier? This already, you know, it's second one for you, and you don't ever take it for granted. How do you feel right now?
I don't know what to feel right now because this has been a run that is just, you know, we've had some really after the Houston game, it was like, wow. You know, this is we're very fortunate. We've had a lot of breaks, a lot of things have gone our way, and I spoke before. Very few injuries, and really good kids. And I don't think much about it. I just think, okay, what's next? I get to go. We get to work for another week with these young men and see what we can do against what appears to be, and I haven't seen them play at all, a great Loyola team.
Elaborating on that, this group seems so close. Everybody in there says to do it with this team is special. What does that mean?
I think last year's team was special as well, and they have that culture was set over the last couple of years. As we had. These guys can tell you we had a complete changeover in our roster. We had some great opportunities for a lot of kids to go pro early, five over 2 years. It made us take steps back, but we started over again with guys, with Muhammad Ali, who's like another version of the Zach Novaks and the Stu Douglases and the Jordan Morgan we got this thing started with. And they've just made us really just a team of substance. And that's really important. Chris?
You missed a lot of opportunities for daggers, at times open shots. However, they still defended. What does that say about the maturity?
That's why we won the game. Because there's a lot of teams that will miss a three, and the fact that we had wide open shots, and we rushed some shots, and maybe we're a little bit tired, but there was no bigger dagger than the one in the right corner right in front of me. It turned out not to be a dagger because they got it back to three, but we just did enough to win it.
Coach, I'm wondering, in San Antonio, are you going to look up during your time there? And
I probably will. I tried to look up here today at the end, and I probably will look up. Although the last time I looked up in the Final Four, we lost that game. I may just keep my eyes on the ground this time. It may be a better idea. It is in a dome. It would be in a dome, right?
Yes.
So maybe I won't look up. Maybe
I thought you said you didn't last time.
No, I looked before the Louisville game. I looked
okay.
before it. I didn't look for the Syracuse game. I didn't want to. And then when I looked up there, and then I probably was just amazed. But we lost the game. Maybe I won't do it.
Hey, John, it's been a really tough year in college basketball, obviously. Is there an extra sense of pride to win at this level and be seen as doing things the right way?
Well, there's a perception it's been a tough year. I think you have to really, let's wait until that all works its way out. There's so many teams that are having a great year right now that aren't affected by any of the reports and the different media coverage and things like that. But college basketball is a pure sport. Those kids in here are taking physics, they're taking calculus, they're working their tails off. I'm sure that I know that a lot of teams are playing right now, and have chances to win championships are doing everything the right way. So let's not taint it and say it's a rough year because there's a few stories and probably a few mistakes people made. It's a great sport, and we can sustain anything right over time.
Do you guys see yourselves as a model of doing things the right way and winning this high level?
No, I see ourselves as just trying to do the right thing, right thing. And if people want to model us, that's up to them. But there's no like we're going to show people. We're just trying to do the next right thing, like any of you guys would all do, because that's what as a teacher in a program. And what does the University of Michigan do? They do the right things. And we're just trying to model this great university.
Coach, when you were cutting down the nets, there was one strand left, and Mo Wagner looked at you as if that was yours, and you said no.
No, that's yours. Yeah.
What does it mean to you to watch your players enjoy that moment?
Yeah, I wanted him to do that. This young man has grown so much. His freshman year, he didn't play in some games, right? He would up, he'd be down. He was trying to understand the college game as opposed to the European game. And no, he deserved this. He came into this year too. I didn't think he had a good first semester at all. He was pressing. He was trying to, he flirted with the NBA last year. He really, it's been an incredible steps in the right direction of doing things other than making threes. And tonight his rebounding, just his defense, everything was really solid.
John, you got teams that were loaded with talent. You got teams that didn't have. I remember the one you traded didn't have a backup.
Yeah.
Point guard. You had all kinds of different teams.
Yeah.
Is this the most unique one? You think? I mean, just in general, because they win so many different ways.
Yeah. We've been, as I said, we've been really fortunate. But this is one that believes, and this is the unique part. I think, Nick, is that they really guard people.
Yeah, right.
And it's not. There's a lot going on with what Luke's done, and Sadi and Dre with the schemes and the emphasis in practice. But those three, I'm not saying anything against other guys, but Xavier, Muhammad, and Charles can check. Mm-hmm. They can really check. And Duncan Robinson has become, who would have thought that, but once he really realized that he could do this. It was defense sometimes is confidence. He realized he did it a couple games, and he did it, he got confidence, and all of a sudden it was like, wow, he became a major part of this.
How big was Xavier getting into the lane when you guys weren't making shots at the end there?
Yeah, I mean, they were switching a lot of screens again, and so we just spread them out. They weren't letting us run anything, right? So a lot of people have done that. So we just spread them out, and you got a guy, you pressure a guy from 28 feet, one-on-one, you can usually get by him. And sometimes they gave help, sometimes they didn't. They're block shots. We said, I told the team, they're going to block our shots today. Don't let it change who we are. Keep taking it out there. You might want to fake a little bit more, but we got, I don't know how many they blocked, 5 or 6, and they were all layups. And that could have changed things. Our kids kept taking it at them, and that was huge.
So many, not only win in so many different ways, John, but have so many different guys step up in those different ways.
Yeah.
That confidence going into the Final Four with your team.
Yeah, we've had the John Teskey moments and Jordan Poole moments, and those guys have just been terrific. And now tonight it was so many people that really just got it done for us. So it's just good. It's just good. It's what a team should be about, right? That they're not a one-man team. We're not. There's no agenda. There's no agendas on this team. There's no agenda other than let's just be the best team we can be, and that makes it really a pleasure to coach.
When you cut down the net, you looked at that's all right.
Okay, go ahead.